Welcome back to the 2014 Malta Open, final step 2. Sorry for the delay then, we had a little bit of an accident, a bit of an emergency. Jord van Weeren has stubbed his foot outside somehow, and it was, for want of a better word, peeing with blood coming out of. So he's had a first aid done on it, and he's got his leg up on one of the chairs at the moment. Hopefully he's going to be able to bowl, but it is his slide foot, so he's going to feel it. So they're going to work on it in the next hour or so and get it all nicely strapped up. Jord not playing until the next round, but we'll find out exactly what happened shortly. So if you bear with me a minute, I'll just get the squad list and let you know who's on the lanes. But it is the top 8 from the previous round, plus players from qualifying. So 12 players will cut to 6, and they'll be joined by the top 4 seeds for the next round, final step 3 in the round robin. So players on the lanes: Frank Selvag from Norway, Bjorn Rudskagen from Norway, Carlos Lee from Mexico, Ron Burlov, Israel, Justin Shikluna, Malta, Yanis Stathatos from Greece, Moro Anastasi from Malta, Vijay Maniko from Switzerland, Damir Branazak from Croatia, Alejandro Reina from Costa Rica, Josephine Lindroth from Sweden, and Fred Pott from the Netherlands. So featured pairs this time, we've got Carlos Lee from Mexico, Ron Burlov from Israel, Justin Shikluna and Yanis Stathatos. Justin opens up with a front 4. Yanis with a strike, couple of spares and a strike. Ron Burlov with a double 9 spare. And Carlos Lee with a spare, 8 split miss and a strike. Bjorn Rudskagen opens up with a double and a 9 spare. Frank Selvag with a strike, 8-1 strike. Bijimanico from Switzerland opens up with a strike 9 spare Turkey. Justin Shikluna front 5. Apologies for some of the names we won't get because they're down the bottom end, but we will have scores after each game. So 4 games and top 12 players cutting to 6 and joined again by Marco. Marco, what happened with the accident with Jord then?
With me on the lane.
With you? No, with Jord.
With Jord. Yeah, he with his how you said, his big one.
Yeah, big toe.
Big toe, yeah. He hit it something on a stone or something. So he fell here on the street and hit it because he's wearing slippers and
yeah,
it's going bad. It's going bad. But I think he's happy it's his right foot. But if it's your left.
It's his right foot, yeah, so it's not his slide foot then.
So it's not his slide foot.
Yeah. It's going to be a bit uncomfortable, but it's not.
It seems okay for now, but yeah, we have to wait till he's on the lane and hopefully he can play.
I noticed you're doing a little bit of first aid.
Because he has to play 9 games, that's a long time.
It is, yeah. Yeah, it's not exactly.
So we fix it with a little bit ice cubes on it, and water, and clean it together with Mike from the organization. And now it seems okay, but there's a lot of tape on it now.
Yeah,
as you can see. Okay. Well, what do we got in this final?
We got
in this final 2 guys from Norway, Frank Selvak and Björn Rundshagen. 1 guy from Mexico. From Mexico, you see Carlos Lee.
Yeah.
That's he's far away from here, of course. Mexico, it's a long trip for him.
Just a bit, yeah.
Yeah. We got Ron Beulov from Israel. And then we get from Malta, we got Justin Shikluna, sorry. Mauro Anastasia. We got from Greece, we have Giannis Tatatos. And from Switzerland, a woman, Biggie Maniko. Also a woman from Sweden, Josephine Linderoth. From Croatia we got Dami Branizac. And from Costa Rica we got Alejandro Reina. And from the Netherlands, 1 player, Fred Pot. These players playing 4 games. Starting from scratch, and the top 6 will qualify for the round robin final.
Mauro Anastasi from Malta has opened up with a front 4 spare and then a Turkey on a 278 pace.
Yeah, and the other guy from Malta is on a 279.
Yeah, the 2 Maltese are going well. Carlos Lee with a spare 8 split open, and he's come back with strikes in 3, 4 and 5. Frank Selvag with his loudmouth Norwegian flag trousers. Strike 8-1 Turkey.
Well, Dom, I was with the Maltese guys on the lanes today and yesterday, and I see some difference. Like last year, they play more forward roll than last year.
Yeah.
The Mauro, Anastasia and Justin, they are a lot of refs, high-speed ref players. Well, what they changed, I see in 1 year, is they play more forward roll on the ball with the same speed. And you see they shoot big games in this final today.
Yeah.
So it works.
We said yesterday, didn't we, though, about either getting extra speed on the ball or forward roll. And
yeah, the extra speed, but what I see from them, I saw them playing a lot of years, of course, and a lot of times they play, let's say, 45 degrees roll, you know, and now they're playing like 20, 30 degrees roll. So more forward roll on the ball, and they get a better pin carry. Well, you see a nice shot from Janos Statatas from Greece.
Frank Selvag on 4 in a row. Down on 7 and 8. So what happened?
Now we see the guy from Mexico, Carlos Lee, in front of us. He's on spare, open frame, and 3 in a row strikes. So possibly you can make the 4th strike now.
So what happened with you in the previous round?
Yeah, again, I struggling with my thumb, you know. That's anytime there's a trouble when you came from outside to the inside. Your thumb is a little bit bigger and smaller, you know.
Yeah.
And every time I got trouble, and even with my Vice IT system, it's only one thumb I have to change. But yeah, if it doesn't fit well, my timing is not so good, you know. For me, it's very important my thumb fits very well in the ball. And you see this time it was 2 games where I was struggling, and yesterday it was only 1 game. But you see, when it fits good, I shoot 250 again.
Yeah.
That's any time it's a trouble. And then in the last game I was a little bit unlucky on lane 19-20. And I get a double strike spare, and then I got a 7-10, pocket 7-10. I throw the ball 1 board too far outside, so I was hoping for a tamping. But I don't know what happened, and bam, 7-10. High flush 7-10, it's unbelievable
it's annoying,
sometimes.
isn't it?
But whatever. Then I pick up with a double, and I can strike out for 236, and then I make a bad shot in between and leave the 6-7-10, and then it was done for me.
Yeah.
So my holiday can start.
Some big scores coming down, 13 and 14. Mauro Anastasi is going to finish with a 278 if he strikes. Mauro bowled 825 national record the night before the tournament started. He bowled 1555 national record in this tournament last year.
Yeah.
And he was struggling in qualifying.
Well, I talked with him yesterday, and he was very afraid that he wouldn't make the cut. Because he only shoot 13-10 or something.
He put a lot of pressure on himself.
Maybe I help him a little bit. I tell him the only thing you got to do is make your spares. So not throw strikes, because everybody knows throw strikes, but make your spares. You know, you can shot 300 after 300 here, but you have to make your spares. That's the only thing.
Yeah.
And you see the step before, I miss 2 9s while I was struggling with my thumb. If I shoot that 2 9s, I got 40 pins more, and I was only 15 pins under the cut.
Yeah.
Even when I was struggling, you know. So you have to make your spares in these final rounds. You see also when you take a look around, Dom, look left to right, you see the players, they have pressure for sure. Some players you see they are very little bit nervous, and they look around what the other throws, you know. The only thing you have to do is focus now in these final steps and make your spares. That's it.
Big cheer for Yanis Tathatos. Finish with a 229 if he strikes.
Like the guy here in front of us, one baller from Israel. He shoots a double and he only shoots spare behind. 6 spares behind it. So when he strike out, let's say with a double later, he can shoot 220.
Yeah.
That's okay, you know.
You've got to give yourself a chance of a good game by
only
making your spares.
In 7 frames, he only got 2 strikes. No matter if you spare. Let's see what he's doing now. The guy from Israel. That seems better. And there's a strike. Now he got 3 strikes in 8 frames. So possibly he can shoot, let's see, 234 maximum score. While we take a look to the left side, Justin Shikluna, if he strike now, he shoot 237. And that's what I mean, what I tell you, only shoot your spare. Because Justin started with front 5, then he got a spare, then he got a strike, and 3 spares.
Yeah.
And if the Israeli guy will strike out, it means it's only a 3 pins difference. And that's the small difference in the final between all these players.
Yeah, to be fair, at this level of the sport as well, and at this stage of the tournament, you don't really want to be missing pins, and you shouldn't be missing pins.
No.
Certainly not single pins.
I see the guy from Mexico is playing very, very deep.
Yeah, he's been doing that all the way through the tournament.
He's really way deeper than the other players does. He loved the ball a little bit. Well, this one, the shot before was too far outside.
Keep your comments and chat coming in. Welcome to everybody in the chat room. We're into final stage.
Yeah, and
2.
welcome everybody who's watching our live stream and also sharing our link. Please keep doing that.
Yep.
So we got a lot of viewers in the next final step, the round robin. And the round robin will be followed by a step ladder final, the top 4. And there's the double for the guy from Israel. Well, 3 strikes to go for 234. Okay, the other guys, Norway guys, playing both on lane 7 and 8. Björn Runshagen finished 206 and Frank Selvak, he can finish 246, is it? No,
Yeah.
226.
246, I think.
246, yeah, 246 is maximum score. There's the Mexican guy with a strike.
Alejandro Reina and Damir Branizak up there.
Yeah,
just about to
Alejandro
finish.
is finished. I think he will spare this one and he will finish at 217 only. And Damir Brajinac from Croatia, he's a bad game. He's only 179.
Selvag's adds the second strike, first in the 10th.
Yep.
So the 246 still on the cards.
And now, let's see, the guy from Israel can make 3 in a row. There's one. It's a little bit too far outside, but the ball come back and slightly hit the pins, but it's enough to make a strike.
Johnny Hatson on the chat asking if you can tell us about Stefatos' score.
Yeah, I missed it a little bit, but
I missed it
I
as
think
well.
he got low 200.
We'll have confirmation of the scores in a few moments.
Yeah.
As soon as these are finished, we can go get the
Johnny's 228.
228.
Oh, the 710. Oh, that's hard. In your 10th frame.
Still, it's not going to be a bad game.
No.
Going to be 233-ish.
Oh, that's too high. Yeah, it's too high. And he leaves the 4-10 combination, the guy from Israel. And if he pick only one, he will shoot 221. That's a good start.
Yeah, anything around about 220 for your first game
That's
kind
a
of
good start.
gives you a foundation.
If we look at the top 6, before you have to shoot 917.
That was
That was the top 6 before
Yeah.
the final step 1, 917. So you need 120 over, something like that. I don't know, or it will be the same because they did a new lane dressing. So we have to see. But only for top 6, I think you have to shoot 80 over minimum. Maybe 100 over.
We do have 4 players coming into this round that are cold at the moment. They've
Yes.
not played the previous squad, so they're going to try and find the feet in this first squad, in this first block for them.
Indeed. Well, I also hope that you like our live stream, of course, and that you will like our Facebook page, Dutch Bowling TV, and like also the Facebook page of Talk 10 Pin and Malta Open,
Yeah, thank you, if you can.
and follow us on Twitter at Dutch Bowling TV or Talk 10 Pin, and don't miss any of our live streams. Well, Dom, in the future I think we're gonna do more live streams together, if it's possible.
Yeah.
I heard some good news because maybe next year Flavio will bring also some camera stuff and we can make it a little bit more better than now. We hope to do it next Malta Open with more cameras,
Yeah.
if it's possible, of course.
Definitely.
It depends how much it costs to bring it over, all
Yeah,
the
of
stuff.
course.
That's the only trouble, you know. It's a lot of weight, and in the plane we have to pay a lot. It was for me a big surprise, but that I have so much overweight.
How much did it cost you to bring the extra equipment?
It was more than €200. I have to pay it directly in the airport. If I knew it before, I have to make another booking. Then I make it sport luggage or something. It should be better, but
As a cost for a tournament though, €200 to have live streaming here is pretty good, isn't it? I mean, obviously there's more cost than that because...
yeah, of course.
But yeah, it would be a pleasure to work again, Marco.
Yeah, but the sponsors here in the tournament help us a little bit. So They make it possible that you can watch Malta Open. So enjoy all the next hours. And let's see what happened on the lane now.
Right, go get some scores.
Statatos is in a first strike. Anastasia got a first strike. He's on 287. I think he's the leader. Fred Pot 181. Carlos Lee 199. Björn Roenshagen 206. Justin Cicluna was on 246. Biggie Manico she got 261 including a bonus. That's a lot. But we're waiting for the score updates. Then we know what scores all the players got. Well, now in front of our cam on 9 and 10, it's Björn Roenshagen and Justin Cicluna from Malta. And Björn is from Norway. And on the right lane, lane 11 and 12, they're playing Ron Berlo from Israel, Mauro Anastasia from Malta. And on the left side, we got Carlos Lee from Mexico and Fred Pot from the Netherlands.
We've got some scores after the first game then. Mauro Anastasi with 277 first game, leads the way. Bigi Manico in second with 253, 245 scratch, 253 with the ladies bonus. In third place, Justin Cicluna with 237. In fourth from Norway, Frank Selvag with 233. Yanis Tathatos in fifth with 228. Ron Berlov with 221 in sixth. In seventh, Alejandro Reina 217, Bjorn Roenshagen 206, Carlos Lee 199, Josephine Linderoff 184, 192 with ladies bonus, Fred Pot 181 and Damir Branizak 179. So the cut at the moment are 221. That's your number. Justin Cicluna opens up with a double and then a 7 count. Bjorn Roenshagen with a strike and a spare. Fred Pot with a double. Mauro Anastasi. With a double. Ron Berlov with a couple of spares. Yanis Tathatos front 3. Damir Branizak spare strike spare. And I'm unable to see further up. But keep your comments and chat coming in. Your predictions, who you want to win, who do you think will win? We had a little bit of an excitement earlier if you missed. Jord van Weeren, who's in the top 4, comes in the next round. Fell over outside and stubbed his toe. Blood pouring out of it. He's had to have it heavily strapped up, but luckily it's not his slide foot, it's his trailing foot, so it's going to be painful, but it's not going to be as painful as it would have been if he was having to put his body weight over the top of it. Yanis Tathatos, front 3, then a spare. Mauro Anastasi, double 9 spare. Justin Cicluna, double 7 spare. And Fred Pot, front 3.
Yeah, front 3 Fred Pot. Walking on a comeback. Well, somebody asked you when the step to the final will start. You know the time schedule?
I don't actually, Marco, but I can check for you. Hey, if you go to EdenSuperBowl.com,
I thought at 1 it will start a 9-game round robin. So I think it should be around 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock.
that sounds about right.
And it's now a 11:15. So it's a few hours to go before we're starting the step ladder finals.
Front 4 for Fred Pot. Came through the Desperado last night.
Yeah.
Just sneaked into the top 8 in 8th.
Yeah, in 8. Yeah, but if you take a look at that, it's Barry Foley. He shoot 158 in his last game. I'm surprised because he shoot 247, 237 and 225 in the first 3.
Yeah.
And then he finished with 158. And yeah, and that means that Fred Pot is in and Barry is missed the final. And only missed the final in 5 pins, with 5 pins, yeah.
I think Barry's problem as well, that there were pins there to be had, and he had 5 or 6 that he could have knocked down. But I just think he thought he'd had such a bad game that he was out.
Yeah.
And he was angry with himself, and it was.
Well, did you see that? Anastasia, he play with the rotor grip uproar and play a lot of forward roll with the ball. And the ball playing more on the outside. It hits very well. He's now on double strike, double spare and this strike. That's what I tell in the first game, that these guys play a lot of forward roll now. And playing more from the outside. I see last year they moved deeper, deeper, deeper and play more around the ball. There we go again. There's a double strike for the guy from Malta. And now take a look to Björn Rundshagen from Norway. It's a good shot for a double strike.
Fred Pot's string of strikes ends in the 5th frame with a 9 spare.
Yeah, Björn is playing with the high rod pull.
So we've actually got 12:30 down for final stage 3 and 15:30 for the top 4 step ladder.
Yeah. And here you see Justin Cicluna playing with the Storm Zero Gravity, and he polished the ball, make it more shiny, what I see. And he's now on 354 total score with the strike in the 6th frame.
It's right what you say as well about the forward roll, because those two are bowling a lot more direct than
it's more direction, direct to the pocket. I think they changed it in 1 year. They practice on it a lot. I see them, these guys I know for years. Yeah, how many times I came here? 10 years?
Yeah.
And every time it's a lot of around the ball, and now they play more behind the ball. It's interesting to watch that. Oh, that's a 10 pin for Mauro Anastasia.
Fred Pot adds a strike. 279 pace.
There's the Mexican guy.
Trips out the
10 pin. And Fred Pot is still on a 279 scheduling at this moment. And if he shoots 279, he's back.
What sort of an average has Fred got?
He's back.
What does Fred average in the
Averaging?
Netherlands?
I don't know. I really don't know. I be honestly, I never look to somebody's average, you know, never, because what does it say, you know? It depends which pattern you play. If you play only on easy house shots, of course you will shoot high and your average is very high, you know? If I only play in my league, I think my average will be 230 or higher on my pass, and yeah.
I guess what I mean is Fred a surprise package in this final?
Yeah. Well, for Fred, he told me yesterday before he started Desperado, well, I'm gonna play a Desperado, and then I can tell myself I did everything to do and to reach this final. And he made it. That was great. And another strike? No, it's 7 pin. And then he made it. And now in this morning, he was happy, you know. He said, this is okay for me. I'm in this final. That's the most important. And now he's in final step 2, and that's really amazing for him.
If he keeps going, he's going to make the next round as well.
If he keeps going what he's doing now, throwing strikes and 9 spares, and the other players, if they are struggling, because when I take a look around, I see a lot of open frames now. Not so much, but every player got some open frame in it. That's what it looks like. Rombelov got an open frame. Brezinac got an open frame. Statatos got an open frame. Josephine Linderoth got an open frame. And Biggie Manigo got an open frame. So possibly Fred Pot can come back here to make the top 6.
Yanis on 4 in a row after that open frame 9 miss. Turkey 9 spare, 9 miss, 4 bagger.
Yeah.
So the Greek ECC former champions going well. Ooh, and more Anastasi is beginning to shout at the pins.
Yeah, but he know when you shoot 100 over, they know it, you know.
Yeah. But I think
Mauro is a little bit, you know, he's a power player and he needs his mental, you know, his scream to get more and more focus in the game, you know. That's exactly the way to play.
And Cheska on the chat says, Marco, too bad you didn't make the next cut. This is Cheska.
I know it is bad that I didn't make the cut.
And then someone said, haha, that's normal. Not sure what they mean by that.
Yeah, I think those who said that's normal won't said what his name is.
I think it might have been in response to what we were talking about. I.e. a bit of shouting from Mauro and...
Oh, it's for Mauro, okay.
I think so. I think
he
we're
said
talking about Maurizio.
And 3 in a row for Mauro.
His confidence is coming back now.
Well, take a look. Mauro is reached the 500. And then, if he's in the lead, yeah, I think he will be in the lead, but to see who's on.
I think Marco, though, Barry Foley proved...
somebody making a big... the guy from Costa Rica is shooting very well. He got a front 6, and I think he got a spare and a strike. So possibly also he can reach the 500.
I think Barry Foley proved as well you could be 109 over after 3 and still not make it.
Yeah, it's amazing.
You can't really take your eye off the ball.
It's amazing. Sometimes it happens. I got the same yesterday. I was on 127 over.
He's going to be a popular player in this next round robin. There's going to be a lot of Maltese. There's already a lot of Maltese behind him.
Yeah.
They would be behind.
Yeah, at least we need one guy from Malta in the top 10. It's the best for the tournament, you know.
They've got 2 chances at the moment because Justin's going well. In fact, they're both going to get through, I think, the way they're playing. It could well be all Dutch and Maltese in the step ladder.
At least we got 3 guys from Holland, 1 guy from Israel.
We've got a nice mix of countries, actually.
Well,
just like the World Cup, there's no
strike,
English.
Fred Pot, and Fred Pot can shoot 259 if he strikes out.
He's flying. Good morning, guys. See you soon. Rankin Camilleri on the chat. Hi, Rankin. Presume you're working.
Hi, Rankin. How are you doing?
So 207 for Bjorn Rushagen has a 9 miss in the 10th. 413. 237 for Justin Scicluna, 474. Mauro Anastasi, 522, 245. Ron Berlov, 425 was it? 425.
Yeah.
And we're just waiting for 3 pairs to finish up and then we'll be able to get some scores for you.
Fred Pot on the left side, lane 7 and 8. Let's see how you can strike out for 259. Lane 7. There we go.
Come on, Fred.
Do it, do it, do it, do it, do it. Oh no, it's too high. Leave the 3-6.
So on the featured pair, Damir Branazak from Croatia and Bjorn Rushagen. give you his full name, Bjorn Einar Rudskagen.
I think you have to say it with another accent.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
In a Norwegian accent.
Bjorn Einar Rudskagen.
Spare Fred Pot. And can shoot 237.
And a few more people on the chat. Good morning, all.
Yeah, it's a guy from Holland, I see, on the chat. I think there are more people from Holland.
Well, it's unsurprising. We're on the Dutch
Yeah.
bowling stream. You have got a fan base already.
But I'm happy with everyone in our live stream, of course. We see people from all over the world this week. We see from New Zealand till Mexico and Canada, we see.
California.
Yeah, from everywhere they're watching this live stream.
Well, sometimes there's nothing on television and they think, oh, hang on, where's this come from? I'll watch a little bit
Now
of bowling.
You gotta watch now because there's no football or whatever.
Exactly, yeah. we might get a few watches today.
Yeah. I see Carlos E is struggling. He's a shoot 179, is on 378. And Fred Potts finished 237, 418. Well, you know, I told before, you see the guy from Mexico, he's playing very, very deep on the lanes. I think it's not the solution right now. I think you have to play more straighter.
Yeah.
More straighter angles. That's what I see from our position.
He looks
more
fairly...
more behind the ball.
He looks fairly one-dimensional though as a player.
Yeah,
He's played the same shot all the time. You've not seen any
No.
changes in him really.
No, and yesterday the last squads, I see these guys, you know, were playing deep with a lot of reps, with a lot of speed. They shoot higher. And now we see it's more behind the ball. It's the better way to making the big scores.
We'll talk Chris into coming on the stream today because it's not often that he's sat at the back with us. He's usually on there and we're talking about him.
Yeah.
I'll go get some scores then, Marco.
Okay, great. So Dom is fixing the score updates while we're seeing Fred Pot and Mauro Anastasia in front of us on 9 and 10. And on 11 and 12 we got Damir Branizac from Croatia, and we have Björn Rundshagen from Norway. And on the left lanes, 7 and 8, we will get Justin Cicluna and Alejandro Reina from Costa Rica. Well, Fred Pot, an 8 count. Well, we're still waiting for the score updates after game 1. Oh, sorry, after game 2, of course. Well, we are now in the 3rd game. I think from our position here, I can tell you that Mauro Anastasia is the only one who's in 600 right now. He's in frame 4. So he's doing well, the guy from Malta. Okay, there we go. We have the update after 2 games. 3rd position, Alejandro Reina, 494.
That's okay.
Well, there's something wrong in this score update.
What's
It's only 10 players in the score update. It's not the right update they give us. It's only 10 players. They missed 2 players.
right? I'll check.
No, this was not the right score update. Sorry for it. So Dominic is fixing the right score update. Front 5 for Branizac from Croatia on 11 and 12. He's walking on a comeback. Strike for Fred Pot, the Netherlands. Fred is on 137 in frame 7 and Mauro Anastasia is also 137 in frame 7, but Mauro got a double strike. Justin Cicluna is on a 280 schedule. So behind his strike spare, he's on 3 in a row.
Yes, yes!
And Alejandro Reina is on a 290 schedule possibly. The guy from Costa Rica, there we go. There is strike number 4 in a row for him. Okay, the right score updates. Here we got Mauro Anastasia in first position, 522. Alejandro Reina, 494, is on second place. Giannis Tatatos from Greece, he's on 484 on third position. Justin Sikuna with 474 is on place 4. Frank Selvak from Norway, 459, place 5. And the cut-off at this moment is Biggie Maniko, 452 on place 6. Then we got number 6, 425, Ron Burlock from Israel. Fred Pot, 418 from the Netherlands. Björn Roenshager, 413 from Norway. Josephine Linderoth from Sweden, 393. Carlos Lee, 378 on place number 11. And Damir Branicac from Croatia, 358. Finished.
Damir's opened up with the front 5 and then a 9 spare 9.
Yeah.
More Anastasi with a double 9 spare 9 miss, and then he's come back with a 4-bagger and 9 count in the 9th. Justin Scicluna on a 280 pace, strike 9 spare 4-bagger. Alejandro Reina from Costa Rica with a spare and 4 in a row on a 290 schedule.
3 in a row, Fred Pot now. That seems good.
Yeah, I think there was a slight problem with the scoring system then, so Neil printed them out with the Excel. So they're just rectifying that now.
Well, Mauro and Frot, they are in frame 9. They go into the 10th frame, while the other players, some are in frame 6 and 5. They're playing a lot of tempo, you know.
yeah, they're getting through
I know.
quick.
Mauro is a quick player. He hate to wait. He hated. Yesterday I was on the same pair of lanes together with him, and he was so angry about some guys because they finish every time the latest. Okay, but there we go, frame 10.
Sponsored by Volkswagen. Oh, stone
Solid
9.
9. Oh my god. Okay, and Fred Pot can shoot 4 in a row. Oh no.
Keep your comments in chat coming in. Got any questions? Who do you think is going to win?
Yeah.
If you had to make a prediction now, Marco, now that you're out, who do you think is going to win the tournament?
Winning the tournament, it's what I see now, you know, if you have to play more strider angles. I think, yeah, Ramon got a very good chance because he finished last year 2nd. That's what we know. And well, the Maltese guy, if Mauro will make the final with what it looks like for now, he's now on 737 after 3, so he's a big. Let's see what he shoot now. If he shoot a strike, wait a moment, there we go. That's a strike. That means he got 147 over. So I think we can count him in. The round robin final. So he got a lot of fans behind him.
Yeah.
And I see the guy from Costa Rica play also very well. But to win the tournament, yeah, it's difficult to say that.
I've gone with Ramon, but there's always the Israeli.
It's one of the favorites. Of course, the Israeli guys. Let me see what he shoot this week. He shoot, what is it, 29.77.
Yeah.
That means he got a 67 lead. Yeah, from Patrick Maker, the 2nd position, 29.10. So he shoots 67 points more than him. And that's a lot. That's really a lot. So let's see what he will do in the round robin.
Yeah.
Because now the pressure comes, you know.
He will have the Israeli following behind him.
Yeah.
But then again, the Dutch will have the Dutch behind them, and the Maltese have got the Maltese.
Yeah.
Ron Burlov on 138 in the 8th with a strike in the 9th. Josephine Linderoth.
I don't know Björn Roenshagen because Björn is playing also.
He's playing better now, yeah.
Yeah, he's an easy player, I say, but it's amazing. In Irish Open, he did also very well. And now He's on 641 at this moment. So 41 over. After 2 it was a 52 over for the top 6. And he's on the double now in 9 and 10. And he can strike out for 258. And there's a double in the 10th. So that means a 250 for sure for Björn. And he got 61 over now. And with a strike he's 71 over. Possibly that's enough for the top 6 at the moment.
Justin Scicluna on a 280 pace. Strike 9 spare and then strikes 3 through to 8. Who do you all think at home is going to win? Who do you want to win?
Yeah, for the people at home, what do you think? Who's going to win this tournament? Who will make the step ladder? That's an easier question. Which 4 players we can count in for the step ladder?
Well, I think
which 4?
You've got to look at the 4 in qualifying. They were so good in qualifying. You would fully expect them to do well and make it to the step ladder. But then we've got a lot of players on the lanes now.
Yeah, okay. Yesterday I talked with Ramon and I tell him, and he see it, that the players move more inside. But you see a moment ago, the guy from Mexico, he's a very deep inside player, and you see he shoot nothing, you know?
Yeah.
So that means
the shot's not there now.
We have to play more straighter now, like 2 days ago. And Ramon said, yeah, if we have to play straight here, it's easy for me, you know.
Well, you've also
I can make big games with Patrick Maker. Also is a straighter player. He can make big games. And the guy from Israel, he shoot also in the beginning of the week, the only 1500. So possibly these 4 guys in the top 4 now can make the step ladder.
Yeah.
You know, Jort, he got a trouble with his big toe, yeah, and that's the only thing. But just 5 minutes ago he said, okay, I think I'm all right. So he got a small injury now.
He's got a good excuse if he doesn't perform.
Yeah, okay, but I tell him, you know, don't think about it because you will feel the pain. That's for sure, you know, you will feel it every time. But no matter, if you focus on that, you will feel the pain and accept it and shoot your strikes and then see what happens, you know.
Thinking about it, actually, the Israeli Efrati bowled his big 15.25 and he bowled it at singles pace.
Yeah.
So he obviously likes the faster pace.
Yeah.
So he could be dangerous in that round robin.
Indeed. See, Scicluna is on 721 now with a big game. So possibly we get 2 guys from Malta in the top 10.
Yeah. Yeah, it's going to be full of Dutchies, Maltese, and a splattering of...
He almost missed the 10 pin, but it hit it. 249 now, he can make 259 with a strike. Justin.
So we're just a frame or 2 away from the end of this 3rd game. We'll have some scores again.
259. And possibly we got a 258 from Alejandro Reina from Costa Rica on 7 and 8. Also on the same pair of lanes.
So on the featured pair now, Josephine Linderoth and Fred Pott. And we're just waiting for the other 2 players to come on to 9 and 10. If you've just joined us, welcome to the 2014 Malta Open, 23rd Malta Open, live from the Eden Super Bowl in St George's Bay. We're into final step 2 and game 3 of 4. 12 players will be cut to 6 and they will be joined by the top 4 seeds from qualifying for a 9-game round robin in final step 3. And then the top 4 will be found from that for the step ladder.
And there's a double for Fred Pott. While all the Dutch people here tries to support Fred. He's the only Dutch guy who's left in final step 2. After 4 Dutch guys, Dutch players have to say, also Ellen Janssen was in final step 1. He's the only one who will make final step 2.
But he will be joined, hopefully, if he makes it through, by 3 more Dutchies.
If he will
in the next
continue
step.
striking, I think it will be enough. When I take a look around, I see 1, 2, 3 players, I think 4 players got 100 over. And then I think 7 plus 70 is enough for the top 6 so far. That's what I think, but we have to wait for the score updates.
Of course, yeah.
Then we are sure.
So yeah, 259 for Justin Scicluna, 733.
Yeah.
752 for Alejandro Reina after a 258. And just a frame away from some scores, 17 and 18 just to finish off.
Well, Fred Pot from the Netherlands, there we go again.
And Alejandro Reina
And 3 in a row.
Alejandro Reina and Damir Brazanak join us on the featured pairs.
It seems very well for Fred at this moment.
Right, that's all the scores in, so nip up and get the updated scores.
Okay, Fred Pot and Josephine Linderot from Sweden are on 11 and 12. Alejandro Reina and Damir Branesac. Damir is from Croatia. Alejandro from Costa Rica. They are on 9 and 10 now in front of our camp. And we will see Biggie Manico from Switzerland and Mauro Anastasia on lane 7 and 8. The last game, and then we'll know what will be the top 6 which will qualify for the round robin final, the best 10 players in this tournament. Still waiting for the score updates. It's a nice shot from the guy from Croatia. Okay, score updates are coming.
So scores on the doors after first three. In first place, Alejandro Reina from Costa Rica with 7.52, followed by Mauro Anastasi with 7.47 in second. Justin Scicluna in third with 7.33. Yannis Dathatos from Greece with 6.94, 6.71 for Bjorn Ruchagan in sixth place. The number at the moment 6.60. And then just underneath, Fred Pott in seventh with 6.42, Frank Selvag with 6.37, Josephine Linderoth with 6.29, Carlos Lee with 6.25, Damir Branizak with 6.06, and Ron Burlov with 5.89.
So 71 over, top 6.
Yep, 220 average.
60 over, isn't it?
60 over.
60 over is enough.
And then
220 average.
Probably two players, Fred Pott and Frank Selvag, that are pretty close. Josephine would have to throw some pretty good games. 259 was the high game in that game by Justin Scicluna. A 258 from Reina and a 258 from Ruchagan.
Ron
248
Berlov,
from.
he started front 4. Where's Ronan? Guy from Israel?
He's last.
He's last. Oh, he's starting in the front 4 now. Yeah.
He needs a 300.
He needed. That means an 89 over if he shoot a 300. So it is possible, of course, but it's a long way to go there. Long way. We only got one 300 in this tournament.
Yeah, surprising.
Patrick Meeker, 1 299 from Jot van Weeren.
Yeah, it's been surprising. I
290 Patrick Meeker.
we'd get more.
290 for Shaha Efrati. Another 290 for Shaha Efrati. So big games, but only one 200.
Open frame from Biji, open frame from Mauro, and open frame from Alejandro early on in the fourth game. Mauro with a strike, 8 split miss and a double. Fred Potts just missed a single pin as well. Can't be missing single pins at this level, boys and girls. Frank Selvag opens up with a double. Big cheer up the top there from the Cypriots as the Greek international Yannis Dathatos strikes. Fred getting a little bit of live stream coaching, and
he don't know. He don't know, because if he strikes out, I think he got enough. That means 67 over, 76 over. 76 over is enough, I think. But he don't know, because if you see 60 over now, it's enough. So 76 over should be enough, I think. But he have to strike out. He has to. But the Swedish girl,
if she goes off the she goes off the sheet.
In this case, if Fred will strike out, he will beat the Swedish girl, that's for sure. But he has to strike out.
There'll be a big cheer goes up if Fred makes it through.
Yeah, he's the one from the Desperado. That seems better. That seems better. There's number 1.
Ramon actually called it. Says Ramon said people that make it through the Desperado sometimes go on to win the tournament. He's seen it lots of times. Mauro Anastasi with a double, a turkey. After that open frame in the second frame.
Reina with a strike.
Whatever Reina is in the tournament, he's dangerous.
Yep.
This kid's been on the World Series of Bowling. Sponsored by Ebonite.
Yeah. He's an Ebonite staff member from Costa Rica.
Oh, 5-7 from Branazak in the pocket.
You see the big gap for the girl from Sweden. And a nice pair. She makes 5 spare.
Frank Selvag opens up with a front 3.
Yo! Okay, double strike for Fred. Oh, did you see that?
Yeah.
It hit, it gets solid 8, and then Messenger on the 8 pin. Whoa, still in the running. Fredpot is still in the running to make the top 6, and that, I think, he will be the biggest surprise if he make it. That's for sure. If we take a look now, here, at the scores, I think we can count in Raina, Anastasia, Cicluna and Statos, that's for sure, because they got more than 90 over. I think that should be enough.
Yeah, it's
But
going to be an
Fredpot got
interesting
to
close.
strike out, and then it's really interesting what the other players are going to do.
The runner strikes ends for Frank.
That seems good. There's number 3.
sleeper.
Yeah, Fredpot, 3 in a row. 2 strikes to go, and then we have something to focus. That means 76 over. Well, Dom, I think 76 over, it's enough to make the top 6.
You could well be right, Marco. Oh, single pin miss from Rain. I wasn't even close.
And when I take a look around,
He's having a-
Selvak is also working on a big comeback.
Bit of a nightmare.
Oh,
Come on, Fred.
oh, no. Now it will be hard. He's on 64. He must make the spare for 65 over. I don't know, our 65 over will be enough. After 3, it was enough to make the top 6, but 65 over, it's one
Selvak's
thing
behind
to
him.
focus.
Selvak's behind him and he's
Yeah,
got
Selvak is
279.
working on a comeback.
78 pace. Rudschagen's had 2 opens in
And
his
he
first
missed,
5
he
frames.
missed. Well, let's see how many people will shoot more than 64 over. Josephine is lower. She's out.
Squeaky bum time.
And Selvak throw a strike again. And he can shoot maximum 278. We have to wait and see. Can you check the lanes in the right side?
I can do that for you,
Yeah.
Marco.
Because they are almost finished, I think. They are in frame 9 now. So we have to wait till we know the other scores. 64 over, is that enough? Yes or no? A lot of bigger games here at this moment. Well, if they continue striking on our right side, then it's bad news for Fred. He wouldn't make it. Then 64 over isn't enough. Well, Anastasia is on 908 at this moment. Spare now. He's on 910, and Anastasia we can count in for the round robin. Biggie Maniko. It's a 9. She can reach the 860s. Okay, we know some score. Justin Cicluna finished 235 and he's on 968. So that's enough for the top 6. Anastasia is on 929 now, he's also in. But I'm wondering if Fred Pott will make it, yes or no. Carlos Lee is on 851. That means it's lower than Fred. 819 for the guy from Israel, Ron Burloff. He doesn't make it. So Raina is on 886 now. Now the strike on 906. So Raina is in. I think it seems better and better for Fred Pott at this moment, because Biggie Manigo can only shoot 862 and Fred got 864. That's 2 more than Biggie got. It seems good news. Yes, it's 861 for Carlos Lee. That's lower than Fred. 861 also for Biggie, so we got same score for her. And now it depends Björn Rundshagen and Frank Selvak from Norway. They are now on 815 and 822 with 2 frames to go.
Has Fred made it then?
Wel Fred, tot nu toe sta je er nog in hoor.
Damir Branizak just finishing up.
Wait a moment. 1, 2 in, 3 in. Statatos, did he make it? 624. That's 860. $868. Yeah. So Statos is on 4th now. And Fred is on 5th position now. It depends those 2 guys. If there's only one higher than 860.
Alejandro's going to be higher.
Then Fred is in.
Alejandro on 940 already.
Yeah, but Alejandro I count in.
Alright, Damir's finished with 800. And it's up to Frank and Bjorn, isn't it?
Yeah, if they throw higher than 864, both, there's a 9.
Yeah,
oh,
they're going to do.
It will be interesting.
He's on 822 now and he's still got 2 frames left.
Yeah, 840, you never know. With a 9 spare, with a spare,
he's in.
With a spare he's in? No.
No, not with a spare, but he's, you know, he's got.
Yeah, Björn.
He's got a spare in a 10th frame, yeah, and he's on 840.
Yeah, but then he can shoot 860 maximum score. Oh, wait a moment. Let's move the camera to the right side because this is interesting. This is interesting. If both shoot higher than 864, both players are in.
Yeah. Anastasia is possibly in the States singing, but Mora Anastasia is bowling.
Spare.
Correct. Yeah,
That's a spare. That's a spare. He's now on 841. He needs 24 pins.
Needs a double.
Selvak needs 24 pins. And I think he knows.
Mark.
Runshagen is on 835 for the double. Okay.
Bjorn goes super wide then, but
Björn
pulls it back into the pocket.
Runshagen is strike 865, so Björn Runshagen is in the top 6, that's for sure. And it depends Frank Selvak. All the pressure is on his shoulders. Frank Selvak must make a spare, I think. Yeah, spare strike is enough. Spare strike, he needs a spare count.
PG, I'm not sure.
It's 9 pin means 883. With the spare will make 884 for Björn Runshagen from Norway. And he's in the next.
What an exciting finish.
Step. Now all the pressure on the shoulders of the other guy from Norway. He needs a spare to make the round robin final.
Ramon's just told us if Frank marks, if he hits a spare,
Yeah,
then Fred will be out.
Yeah, I know. Spare is enough for him.
Does it matter about the count?
Oh, that seems good. There's a
Yeah,
strike.
there you
Okay, so he's in.
And Fred Pot's
He's
just
in,
going to miss
and
out.
Fred Pot is missed the cut by, I think, a few pins.
Well played though, Fred. Good effort.
Yeah, it was well played from Fred.
So we'll be taking a short break after this, and we'll be back for the round robin. Hope you can join us for that. The scores, keep watching the official website, EdenSuperBowl.com.
The best 6 players of this final step you will see back in the round robin final. It's Alejandro Reina, Mauro Anastasi, Justin Cicluna, Janis Statatos, Björn Runshagen and Frank Selvak.
They will be joined by the 3 Dutchies, Patrick Meeker, Jeroen van...
Yeah, they will be joined by Shahar Efrati from Israel, Patrick Meeker, the Netherlands, Jot van Weren, the Netherlands, and Ramon Hilvering, the Netherlands. So thank you for watching to this final step 2, and see you back in final step 3, the round robin top 10.
12:30, I believe, for the round robin.
Yeah, we
Well,
get a lane dressing.
Scheduled for 12:30.
Yeah, okay. Thank you.
See you soon.